request to waiver insurance requirement for road boring on West Shore Drive for irrigation pipe. Do we have any further information internal? You wanna explain what's going on over there?
I'd like to put a pipe under the road so that I can irrigate the field on the opposite side of the road.
Is it, it's water pipe?
Yes,
Okay. Have anything been submitted to you guys at all? Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, it did go ahead, though? Okay. So typically we wouldn't go through with without insurance on it. As a roadmaster, if that road were to waffle or fail or something else going down the road, that's gonna fall back onto us. If that pipe were to crack or something were to happen, burst underneath, and we have a sinkhole, something like that, again, it falls back onto the township. So without seeing anything from LTL or anything like that, at this point, I don't know that I'm comfortable releasing it without an insurance policy against it, is where I'm at. Those are some of my concerns with it. I'm sure it'll be ceased. Is this gonna be, it's literally a drain line, or is this pressurized? It's irrigated, so it's pressurized.
it's gonna be a steel pipe, Schedule 42.5 inch, and then an internal pipe going inside so that if anything would happen, or if I would need to access it in the future, I wouldn't need to do as much excavation or anything. And it's like below frost line, so the chances of the road buckling.
But I didn't, again, I haven't seen, so, we don't have anything provided to us, so
Sure,
without seeing any of
sure.
that information, we don't know. Yeah, I mean, yes, it sounds like you're doing it along the right lines of things, being back under the frost line and all that stuff there, but, it should probably get inspected if it's a pressurized line on the road. So I think there's a gauntlet of things that are still in progress that need to be looked at and evaluated first. And again, like I said, we typically don't go down the road of doing stuff like that without that insurance policy, just because if something were to happen. So again, that's where I stand on it. These other two can speak to whatever they want.
I agree, we need more information.
Yeah, until we get information from,
So what will it take to get you the information you need?
So you wanna see what LTL does?
Yeah,
Okay. LTL isn't doing any work on it until they get the insurance policy, or you guys agreeing to waive it, so we're kinda going in a circle here.
okay, I did that, okay.
I'm not in favor of waiving it, and quite honestly, it's because of the cost that it could cost the township in the future.
Yeah, I agree.
We got, I'll give you, for instance, this is a minor, it's similar, so if that section were to blow out for us for later on in the agenda here, we are gonna have, and I'll explain it too, there's a change order that came in from Haynes and Kimball House, who did our additional paving, and they just did really not a big area, but it's full width, so I drove by where you were doing the work, so it would be the full width of that road, and it was a section probably, I don't know, 10 feet maybe off of the edge, yeah. And just for ballpark figure, they came in at $3,200 basically in change orders for that repair. So, these are things that insurance would cover, is what we're trying to get at with that, so, yeah, I think we,
Eric, in lieu of insurance, could we accept an escrow?
Keep it for a certain amount of time afterwards for maintenance period and stuff like that.
so I guess we would have to look at,
The risk there is that the escrow is not a malpractice insurance policy,
Right.
it's probably gonna be a lot more.
Sure.
It's less of a risk if you take the.
And my understanding, Mr. Stoffer, is you don't have any type of homeowner's insurance or anything
I
like that?
do not.
Would a cash escrow account be something that you'd be willing to look at?
Sure, I mean, I don't know what's involved, of course, but I'd be willing to take a look.
So that, it's pretty straightforward, essentially, you would post cash with the township. It's an escrow, not a fee, so it would be essentially if something would happen either during construction or time period after construction. So that money would sit here, I'm guessing, for at least 2 years.
There you go.
2 to 3 years.
Yeah, so just so you know, that's what we'd be looking at.
Sure, and
keeping it, so, I don't want you to think, you'll post 10 grand, and then as soon as you're put under construction, you get it back, it's gonna sit
Sure.
here for a while. So,
sure,
so we'll have to come up with that, maybe LPL can recommend a number, or somebody can recommend a number. And then, but if that's 3,200, that's actually on the low side, because they're already out there.
Right.
Already staged, so you have to add some money to that, but I think you would use that as a base, and I think 10 grand is probably the number, sitting here, so, and just entering into an agreement that basically spells out that it is an escrow. We would sign it, township would accept the escrow, and then LTO could go forward after that,
sure.
so.
Okay, so we would, table this then?
Basically, given direction that we'll investigate this, an escrow in the amount and get the information to Mr. Stoffer, and if he's agreeable, we'll have the paperwork to sign at the next meeting.
So just keep that clear communication with the office here.
Sure.
They'll fill us in and keep us in the loop too, so.
Sure,
And, and if you have any questions, be sure to ask them, so that's fine. It'll come back to us too.
okay.
All right?
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move on to public comment on agenda items. Do you have anything in the first row? Second? Third? Fourth? The Northern Berks Regional Police Report, there is none right now. Our meeting is Monday at 6. Engineering reports.
Okay, as Josh had just mentioned about the change order, there is a change order to process first before the payment for H&K. The reason for the change order is there was some additional work done for the tie-in at Sue Ellen, as well as the additional shoulder work that was discussed. So I would recommend the approval of the change order, which is an increase, and then as one motion, then the second motion would be for the H&K payment application for one final in that dollar amount.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the H&K change order for $3,196.81?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, do I have a motion for H&K payment for the remainder of the $81,706.81?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then moving on in the engineer's report, since the Cornerstone Drive Bridge, the one-year clock starts June 2026, and it's good till June 2027. But there's two different time periods in the year that there's constraints on construction.
Right.
So we're talking with Diane, she felt that we should bring an extension request to the board, so that, between our office and Diane, we'll put in the right paperwork to DEP to request that extension.
Along the lines of that, the bridge supplier, I'm getting a little concerned that if we're pushing it as we are, that dollar amount is going to stay the same. Do we have heard?
They haven't said anything yet, they're just calling periodically, they're scheduled to call me again at the end of October. And I'll ask them if there's gonna be an increase in the new year, but we really can't accept it until we're ready to put it in,
Agreed.
unless we wanna close the road now and spread out, but we don't have the easements that we need for.
So I was just trying to do just the extension.
Yeah. Do I have a motion to extend the Cornerstone Drive permit?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, unless there's anything else in the engineer's report, that's all I have for you folks this evening.
And you've got the MS4 submitted, so we're good there.
Yes, ahead, I think ahead.
Yeah.
All right, any further zoning report?
You have a written report there.
Solicitor.
Just that Pamela PC gave us comments on
Source water protection.
Thank you. I can get started, once you get started,
we need an executive session?
Can you explain a little bit more about what the source water protection ordinance is?
There's certain areas of isolation around the wells. There's zone 1 and zone 2. This ordinance is to protect both those zones. The initial zone is a certain radius, and then zone 2 is a larger radius. So there's certain activities that can't be conducted in those zones to help protect any contamination or anything draining into the wells aquifer. So it's a source water, being the well is your source water protection.
So what type of activities would be restricted?
There's a long list.
So, I'm actually doing a job right now with it, so we have a clean zone, and then there's like a reduced, regulated zone outside of that, there's a separate deep.
Buildings, use,
Like you can't have-
pesticides,
yeah.
and.
Okay.
So, yeah, fuel.
Oil.
That sounds like a good idea.
Underground tanks, above ground tanks, I mean, it just goes on and on.
Yeah, it's a long list.
It's very comprehensive.
Well, that's good.
Okay,
So, thank you.
alright. Public Works, Keith.
We've actually spent the last 2 weeks on brush pickup. We did our last road mowing for the year, and we did our line painting behind the lake and some over here, and our line painter I thought was a good success, so. We still have to do the center yellow behind the lake, but other than that, worked out pretty well.
We also had our cleanup, that seemed to work, I wasn't here for the actual cleanup, but from everything I heard, it all worked well, and things were operating smooth, and,
Went pretty smooth, yes.
yeah, so heard good things, so good job to you guys, kudos to the crew for getting things taken care of over there. I'll touch on West Westerner, up by the fire company, UGI went in there, and kind of, butchered that road up pretty good. And, was this the third time they were paving? Third time's a charm? This time we ended up, instead of them just excavating and redoing the trench work that they did, we went out there, had a meeting, 2 meetings, and, twisted their arm a little bit, I think, and, or dug in on it, and they ended up paving the entire section from shoulder to shoulder, from the, bridge at the fire company pond, all the way to the other side of Chestnut Street, and it looks good, and I'm happy with it this time. Last time, not so much. It's smooth, so they did good there. People are aware Frontier and Comcast are still in town and going through. I wish they would've did kind of together, but they, Comcast seemed to get in ahead of everybody and get the jump on and got everything repaired and growing back in, and now Frontier's coming back in and reopening things up, so. Yeah, they're moving right along, as far as I know. They obviously are encountering a lot of rock. I just drove by Spirit today, and I saw a big enormous trench that they had opened up. Yeah, I don't think Frontier's having too much of a good time not being able to bore with the machine, so. I think that's it. Goings on. Anything else? All right, you're good then? Good, cool. Parks and Rec, Aaron.
All right, well, we had a busy month in September. We had our Food Truck Friday events, did 4 of them. Very, very, very successful. We had at least 125 people come out every event. First 2 weeks were a little rough. We didn't have enough trucks, so I was able to get a couple additional ones for the following 2 Fridays. Definitely worked out a lot better. Lines were not as long. People didn't completely run out really early into the event. But very successful. All the attendees, they willing to come back. So I already started booking for next year already. I think movie nights are booked already with trucks and everything already. So getting ahead of it. And again, they're donating 10% of their sales to the township. So I know some of the donations have already come in. They look really good. So we're going to start that back up in April for next year. So that'll be the plan. We also had our craft show flea market. We had just about 50 vendors participate this year. Very successful as well. We had it the same day as the Fleetwood Main Street Fair, and I think homecoming was also that day. Didn't seem to really hinder attendance, so the more we have it, the better it'll get over the years. But very successful. We had a couple of food trucks that day as well. They did very well. And pretty much everybody there was pretty happy with it, so. I have a long list of attendees now, so I'm gonna email them again closer to the next event in May and see if we can get them to come back, so, yeah. But yeah, we had about 50 people, $15 a vendor spot, so that worked out really well.
I drove by, because, we had some errands to run and stuff, but when I drove by, so seeing the park, that was going on, you had pickleball going on,
Yep.
soccer going on, the park was full.
Yeah, parking was a bit of a challenge during that event, but it all worked out. Everything worked out, everybody was happy, the events did really good, so we're excited for next year. Last night, we attended the FACO brainstorming meeting for the 250th anniversary. We just kind of got some ideas together for that event. Initially, it's kind of looking like we're going to hold something in the park. At some point during the day, we're going to try to, have our thing either earlier or later, and have Fleetwood have their thing earlier or later, but have unique, things going on in our park, and then they're going to have some in their park. We're going to try to, at this point, the plan is to do it on the same day, and then just kind of collaborate together on what times at Maidencreek Park, what times at Fleetwood Park. So we'll have more information a little bit later, but that's kind of the initial plan for what's going to happen. Yeah.
Good.
So that's everything I have.
Anything upcoming?
We'll be at the fire company for the trunk or treat, a safe Halloween night. We'll be there. Trinity Bible also reached out. They would like us to participate in their trunk or treat. So if you guys are okay with that, we would be more than willing to volunteer and participate in that. We got the request late. I thought we were gonna get it earlier, but a couple days ago they messaged. So if you guys are okay, we'll attend it too. We might just need a little bit extra candy for that event. Aside from that, we have our one meeting this month, and then that's it for the year. Yeah.
Anthony, I'm gonna piggyback on that, since we're in the Parks and Rec, similar to that. Well, you wanna say when your frolic is at the?
The Halloween frolic is the 26th. It's at 2 o'clock at the Grove, not at the fire company ball field this year. So the flyer is hanging in the hallway. It's from 2 to 5. It's from grades kindergarten to 5. So we'll have duck races, we'll have pumpkin painting, we'll have, I forget, there's a whole bunch of things that the girls have taken care of to do. So.
All right. You good there?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. All right, manager.
We submitted the grant for LSA for the new ambulance and surrender lift system. We've been contacted twice now from DCET for additional information, which is good because that shows there's some interest and they're thinking about it. It should score high. We got multiple letters of support from all the municipalities that are served by the ambulance, as well as our state senator and state rep. So I think, fingers crossed, that is a really good possibility for in the next year. The cell tower, as you hopefully saw, is up. We received the first month's rent. And everybody covered a lot of stuff that was already on my report, so this is gonna be a short one for me. Larry Lloyd is gonna be doing tree planting in the community park next week.
Wednesday.
Yep. So, trees are here, they're paid for, and, get the next phase of that, what do we call it now, the community park, I don't know what we're calling it, we'll think of a name for it.
Revitalization.
Revitalization.
We won't be stumped by that.
We're not gonna turn it into a forest, though.
We
We
won't.
still need activities.
Shade would be nice.
Yeah.
The original plan for that park, was done by Sam Craig, and, yeah, right, Sam Craig, that long ago, and he wanted to do red maples throughout the park, and when the road crew saw it, they're like, no trees. But there were hundreds of red maples that were gonna be planted in the initial one back in 2000, so this is in the middle.
Yeah.
But that's all I have.
Park and Rec's recommending a 2-story garage for parking.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about that in 20 minutes.
There you go.
Below ground parking.
Underground park.
Yeah.
We're not doing it, but I was in Chattanooga for work years ago, and some of the parking garages in downtown, instead of looking at ugly parking garages, They had like it was a company like what Reading Rocks used to be, they put rock climbing stuff on the side of it, which was pretty cool, that they could actually run a business and utilize the downtown, it was neat to see.
Don't say that in front of me.
I know, right?
Oh, man, good ideas.
Boy. But it was a neat way to utilize downtown space.
The possibilities.
All right, new business, so we already talked about the road, trick or treat night, the motion set trick or treat night at October 31st, 2025, from 5 to 9.
Motion.
A second.
I'll second
In
that.
favor? Okay, so the next item here, request for demolition of all along the grid on the transportation improvement plan. So there's some issues we've all been aware of
This is a
graffiti bridge. And, so we had some more come up, some more concerns. So I reached out to Dan Bost and Chris Gebhardt. And I said, hey, this is an ongoing issue with drugs and just hangout, and the bridge is in disrepair, there's holes, craters, yada, yada. He asked me if I'd go take some pictures and send it to him. I did. They both have been there before, and, so they were aware. And it was kind of funny, because Dan had asked me, well, I can't find it on the map, where exactly is it? I said, well, it's not that hard, it is literally labeled as graffiti bridge on Google Earth. So, so the reason I reached out to him was, it's a pain, and I think it should come down before someone gets hurt. And Diane and I talked about some options, we said about maybe doing like, and the thing is, it's a state bridge. We own up to it on each side, and the rest is their problem. But we said about, well, what about we do like they did Ashland, Centralia, putting the piles of dirt on it and stuff. I said, well, it's a good idea, but I don't think I'd bat a triaxle full of dirt on that road at this point, because you can see straight through the water. So anyhow, I got them back involved into it. It's gonna be a battle, I'm sure, but at least we're talking, and at least we got it going in that direction. So, I guess you're asking if we
I
should
need
send-
authorization to
Yes.
send a letter to the rats.
Right. So, do I have a motion that will allow Diane to send a letter in regards to the All-Line Bridge, graffiti bridge, for the tip?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so consideration of extension of 2026 recycling contract or advertisement of bid. I feel we've had some more interest recently. Last time we went through this, there wasn't any or wasn't much. And, well, I think there was a few, but the lowest bidder was Mascaro. There's a new company involved in this now, and, the potential for others, I guess, we would like to see. So, I'm thinking, because it's what's going, 6% this year?
6.5%.
6.5% this year, which is already crazy with what we have. So I'm all for, allowing us to go out for bid, advertisement of bid, so we can see what others have to offer. That's my opinion. Anybody else?
Well, the reality is they're only here one day a week to pick up recycling, and $300,000 plus.
Three hundred
Is
and twenty-five
Is that
thousand.
what it is? I wanted to,
I assume that's just too ridiculous of an amount for one day a week. One, maybe two trucks coming into the area.
that's $62.50 each pickup they do. For one,
It's about $100 a resident per
right.
homestead.
And they're here, they are here every week, they're just here in different sections, so
sections,
52 weeks in a year, so it's,
For 52 days, they get $325,000, yeah. I'm for rebidding it. We'll take a chance.
all right, so I will take a motion.
Motion to rebid the recycling on a 3-year basis, or do you wanna go 5?
I think we're gonna do 2.
We're gonna do 2 this time, okay. So for 2 years, we can advertise for bids.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right, do I have a motion to sign borderline easement agreement for Cornerstone Drive Bridge and authorize obtaining of appraisals for other easements that are needed? This is for the install of the Cornerstone Bridge. We need three resident
make a motion to sign the water line easement agreement for Cornerstone Drive Bridge and to seek out the appraisals for the easements.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right, do I have a motion to approve the bills and accept the treasurer's report as presented?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, public comment for non-agenda items. First row.
Yeah, I have a question.
Uh,
On that recycling,
mhm.
with Mascaro, I know they're more expensive, but don't they have more access to getting rid of it than other companies have to pay an extra fee or something? There's something special about them that the others can't do that they can.
So Scarra does have their own facility, processing facility. As far as where the other ones go, they probably do go there, but if they can come in under bid, you know, that's included in, whatever they present us for the bid, I don't really care where they send it.
Oh,
Right,
okay.
so if it goes here, it goes to Philly, wherever it may go, that's neither here nor there, but as long as their bid comes in under
Okay.
300, some, whatever it's gonna go up to,
Okay.
okay? So that's what that's.
Okay.
Yeah, just a small comment with, I don't know anybody in Limestone that's happy with it. But
Recycling.
the road, no,
Oh, sorry.
the road, because every rain, well, not that we've had a lot of rainstorms the last few months, but, the stones off to the side, cleaning them up in the gutter
From when they
from
did
coming
the,
off the,
So it's coming out of the, have you noticed that, Keith, when you're in there? The emulsion or whatever, the ultra thin wearing course that they put down?
The stones coming up?
yeah, the fine ones. Cause I have to go on my side driveway and clean them up, I got a patch about like that with stones to sweep them up,
I haven't seen that in the gutter, but I'll take a look at it.
so.
It wasn't aware of it either. So going forward, I don't think
It's
we're,
like a, I don't know.
I don't think.
I
we're
don't
considering-
advise you putting it in anywhere.
Yeah, I think we've all kind of ruled on that one, that
Yeah.
it was promoted as a way to be better than oil and chip, but, you know, kind of get some more life out of it, and.
It's like a washboard.
Still?
Yeah.
So, but I think we've kind of ruled that out for now until things get better. I did notice what PennDOT did out here at the light, though. I saw firsthand and up close and personal coming here on a motorcycle, and there are stones everywhere down there in that intersection.
Oh, what they did today?
Yeah,
No.
it's like ball bearings in the intersection.
Mhm.
All right, next row? Fourth row? Sure, go on.
Do you have anything on the memorial?
From, other than what I gave you,
You didn't really give me, you showed me, you
Oh.
sent me to me.
I'll email it.
Yeah, you gotta email it to it. I have a meeting Monday for now, we'll be doing our budget, so I need to,
I PDF'd it and I did not print it and bring it today. Today was a crazy day for me, so my bad. But
Okay.
I'm, after the meeting, give me your email and
Okay.
I'll make sure I get it to you. Anything else? All right, fifth row, go ahead.
I heard some chatter about a TNR program
Can we
possibly
have,
for
can we have
Maidencreek.
your name and address, please?
Oh, Marilyn Houghton, 154 Kemmer Road. Yeah.
Thank you.
I do.
I just saw-
I've
seen
been
that.
trapping
Okay.
cats along the lake and in my yard since 2017 and going through the no nonsense program. And I'm telling you, we have a problem over by us. And I just helped somebody trap cats in Temple, and she said she had 25 cats or so. And I'm thinking, I see 5. But when the sun went down, they started coming out. So I don't think some people are aware that there is a problem around, but they're starving
You're on
cats.
You're on camera?
Hmm?
You're on camera, is that what you
Yes.
said? Okay, yeah.
Yes. But I've trapped them all along the lake because people dump them off
Dump 'em at
after
the lake.
Christmas.
Mhm.
It's a Christmas gift they don't want, or they're getting a little big, they're not kitteny anymore.
Mhm.
They're all pets.
Mhm.
You can pet them all once you get them trapped and you can, spend time with them. But it's not fair,
Yeah.
just people look the other way, but they're starving. There's gotta be a better way, at least to neuter them, so there's not 50 cats. They can be nursing their kittens, and then be pregnant at the same time. They're like rabbits. But other areas are involved in TNR, and I feel Maidencreek is just like, you got Temple, you got Reading, Laureldale, Hamburg. Where are we? You know, why aren't we part of that? Hasn't there been anybody asking about it? I don't,
Wasn't necessarily, I mean, yeah, part of that, nobody's really asked about it, and I think the other reason, so we got away from it is because of the cost, to Maidencreek to the taxpayers, because it was high, it went up a lot.
Well, and a lot of the places have stopped taking cats. So even like when we were getting, animal control quotes, cats weren't an option.
They're not included.
Because they're having trouble at the shelters, because they're all no-kill shelters now, and nobody wants the cats.
well, it's not
I
to
think-
take them away, it's just to neuter them so there's
Right.
not, they're not reproducing.
Lynn, do you have a contact, at Temple that could give me information on what they're doing?
No, I helped trap her cats
You just-
and
okay.
got them done, yes. But,
You
I've
taking
always
them
taken
over?
mine through no nonsense,
Yeah,
Yeah, that's where my.
and it's
contact is.
$40, you know. But I found homes for all the ones that I've trapped along the lake. Friends and family, but I'm out of friends and family now, through the years.
They don't want
They
to be
see
your friend.
me and it's like, oh.
Friends aren't welcome.
Exactly, exactly.
I wonder why they don't answer the door.
Let me look in, let me call some of the surrounding municipalities and see what they're doing.
Okay, thank you.
So, no.
Well, I just want to mention that I just spoke to someone about this week, and this gentleman told me that that some municipalities are using like a coupon type thing, where if you trap these cats, they've got contracts with like no nonsense neutering, and for $40 a piece, they will neuter them, fix them, give them shots, clean up their eyes when they're infected so that they don't keep spreading disease and they don't keep getting pregnant. And what he indicated to me is he indicated that if you do this at the beginning of the year, that drops down to $25 per cat. And so it sounds like it's a possibility, and I can give you those contacts that he gave me.
Yeah, it's something to look into, I guess. All right. Thank you. Anything else?
The county was also looking at something, and they were trying to figure out problems because the costs from all the shelters have gone up so dramatically that you can't possibly afford it. And I understand the cost of food and everything like that is high for them, and some of these people are doing it voluntarily. So they still have jobs and things like that. It's becoming a time and a half job to take care of animals on their own, and that just get dropped off with them. So Animal Rescue League was a good one that was always there, but when they changed management, everything changed. I mean, their prices jumped through the roof, and the people that they had were no longer there, and that's just where we're at with it all. And we don't have any place to store them or somebody that's gonna take care of them, because you gotta feed them, cage them, and everything else till you get them where they're going. So-
Well, and like she said, this isn't a program where you're keeping the cats. This is a program where you just take them, they get neutered, fixed, and then ears clipped and re-released.
Well, just out of curiosity, do you have to keep them until don't they get the cone on their head after?
You kind of let the wild ones kind of just go.
Okay.
No, no
Surrounding
problem.
the thing that is around the lake, but, and I don't know, Reading has the same issue with the city, and I don't know what they do for their residents, because it's crazy in the city. That being Rawa, I don't know, do they get involved in it? They're not, I know the answer, they're not gonna get involved in it, that's the
The
shame.
city was at the meeting I was at,
Yeah.
and it's a problem everywhere.
Yeah.
Both cats and dogs, and it's gotten so financially out of hand that, like everything else, it's just out of reach. I mean, if you start taking care of that, you've gotta cut something else, so where do you cut? You say we're not gonna do some roads, or we're not gonna maybe, repair somewhere, I mean, the things I know that we do here are necessary, and we try to choose wisely, and between Diane and Schumann, I mean, they're working constantly and trying to figure out if there's another way, or getting around something to try to make it last just a little bit longer. And you can only kick that can so far down the road, and I think we've seen that in the past couple of years.
And honestly, that's exactly what I said to this gentleman that I was speaking to. I said, you need to understand there's been expenses here that you probably aren't aware of. And
Right.
so I don't know that there's extra money in the budget. So I was very clear when I discussed this, but, you know, I think it's worth looking at.
Yes.
Questioning. Yeah.
It's even like the dog thing, we were kicking ideas around, and an idea was brought to me, and I kind of elaborated on it, but, you know, we thought about even doing like a storage kennel somewhere, but then you get into the liabilities of things, so if someone's pet runs away, and, you know, we don't have staff to sit there and sit with, you know, a dog for 24/7, and if nobody comes and claims it, what do you do with it? And B, if, God forbid, something happens, or it's an elderly dog or something like that, and it doesn't make it through the night, you know, now we open ourselves up to getting sued. So it's kind of one of them double-edged swords. I get it, the right thing to do, what we think is the right thing to do. Somehow, somewhere, it's gonna come back and bite you down the road. And I think that's kind of where, you know, when I even asked Eric about it, you know, for the legal side of it, and that's just, you gotta steer clear of stuff like that, where we're not equipped to handle it. We don't have that stuff.
They need climate control too.
Are there a lot of, like, dogs that are completely lost here, maybe?
And quite frankly, that was kind of, when we had to make this decision, if we were leaving Sanctuary Net, we were kicking ideas out and trying to see, you know, is there another option, what else can we do? But, you know, I guess the one good thing about social media is people are on there, and our community does post something and it gets put online right away. You might have some that don't, but usually, I would say within 24 hours, majority of them are clean. So today, my wife comes out of the camper and there was a dog standing in front of the gate. Because the neighbors across the street, but, you know. So, yeah.
The ideal way, quite honestly, is that the county did something.
Yeah.
Because here's what happens, you know, somebody picks up an animal in one community and they don't have anything, so they end up getting dropped in another community that they figured could handle it. So it's like with the ambulance service and the communities that don't support, the communities that don't have fire service but count on others, and police as well. You know, it's a service problem to communities that don't take responsibility for their community. The county can do that all on a countywide basis, and then, you know, when you build charges for taxes, they go to everybody. Okay, so everybody's paying their share at that point, instead of, you know, we pay, let's say we decided to do something, and then everybody's dumping them here, just because they know we're gonna deal with it. We can't afford to do that either. So the county could afford to do it on a countywide basis if they chose to wanna do it. They don't wanna do it. I mean, nobody wants to do it. So if you know, you're an animal in life, it seems like there's some people out there that care, but not enough. That's just as real as it gets.
Or, yeah, we'll look into it a little further, see what we come up with. All right, anything else?
Yep, I have a comment. So I brought some more pictures. So the couple trees were removed from the Willow Creek stream, so that looks a whole lot better. The problem is that it exposed how much erosion, you might have seen.
I mean, that's just sediment from.
Well, the problem with that is that it's really built up because it's diverted the stream all the way to the far edge, which is very much eroded, and this is all deposition of debris, a lot of mud, and it's totally changed the course of the stream.
Well,
And that needs to be taken care of because that has a lot of
so
implications.
I can fill you in. I spoke with Conservation District, because we can't just go right in there.
I realize.
I got explicit permission to come in there and remove that tree and whatever else was in that vicinity that we cleared out, so we took full advantage of getting that out of there. They did not give us permission to go and remove that. That is a separate issue as far as permitting and all that stuff goes. We're trying to schedule a time when they can come out with us and take a look at they wanna see what we did, first of all, remove all kinda did us a favor by getting us in there quick, and it was basically, hey, it hasn't rained in a while, that wetland's dry, can we get in there and do this, so.
And the guys did a good job
So-
removing the trees that were totally across the stream and all of that. I'd like to be included in the meeting too, because part of, there's another picture of another tree that's across the little creek that's downstream of that. And there's a lot of erosion, there's places where literally the bank has been cut into by the stream and by some of the heavy rains in the past, like up to 4 feet.
So I walked this entire stretch,
Mhm.
and basically the side closest towards your driveway and along East Western Road, all have grass, everything's growing in over there. That's as tight as can be right now. That's not the problem on that side over there. On this side over here, the roots and stuff is what's holding it all together. That's basically what I sent some of these pictures that I walked down, personally took myself, and I sent them to the Conservation District and said, this is what we're looking at, most of the tree, how should I go in here and get this out of here? And I said, and this other topic was brought up about this erosion. Now, with what's going on with possible litigation, we have to go through this the proper way. So they're gonna come out and meet with us. I don't know that that's gonna be an invitation for you. I think we have to go out and have this conversation, have this look at it, because they're also involved because of our insurance.
Oh, no, I understand all that, but the problem is that, this picture doesn't quite show it, but because of, there's actually been islands channeled into the stream.
I've been back there.
So, and then it's actually cut into some of the banks where it's made the 90-degree turn, which continues to erode, which continues to deposition downstream, comes to my bridge, and it's
Again,
eroding
I'm gonna
itself.
stop you because
Well, no, well,
we can't
no.
really go any further right now because this is tied up with attorneys at this point.
I understand it's kind of concerns, but I bring it to your attention, to the entire board's attention, that this is what's going on, and it
We
needs
know.
to be addressed. So, I'm willing, to work with Conservation District, the township, for access into the stream, because there's quite a bit of work that needs to be
This
done.
particular tree right here would absolutely be an easement through your property to get it out. You
Right.
can get to it to get it out, so. but
And I'm
again,
willing to give the township an easement in
Well,
order to do that, because, well,
right
no,
now-
because it goes with water quality too, it's a high quality stream.
Right now,
It
because
stops
of
with
the
drought
letter
and
we
everything
received from
else.
your attorney,
Mhm.
we are advised to not discuss this further, let the attorneys deal with this, and Conservation District and the insurer. So that's what I was
Right.
instructed.
So, and this is public comment, and I'm bringing it to everybody's attention, this
Duly
is
noted.
what's going on. So, I appreciate you continuing to work to remove these trees. Like I said, I'm willing to give an easement so that that tree can be removed.
Well, and I
from
want to
across
touch on
my
this
property.
here, since you brought it up. So I also downloaded the Onyx app on my phone, and I paid for a month subscription, so I could walk in it. Are you familiar with what Onyx is?
No.
Onyx is a hunting app that with property owners, it's GPS tracked, and it's very accurate. It's within a foot or two. It's not a survey,
All right, well,
it's within a foot or two. So this particular tree that we removed up here is on your property. The property line is actually in the water from where I was standing. You can see it, it moves, and as soon as I walked over, it moves with me. As soon as I walked over, I was in the water. Keith was there, saw where I was standing, and said, here's the property line. And I walked that entire section, essentially almost down to your driveway, down to your bridge, and followed that line, and the majority was in the water. So we're not in the business of removing private residences' trees.
The problem with the tree, it goes across the entire stream.
This one
And
here,
because of, oh, no, that does. That
this
goes-
one here, I looked at
Yeah,
it, it is
it
still
does.
growing, it's still rooted and still growing, and what we would wanna do, and I've said this already, I agree, we would go in there and remove that limb that goes down in the water and that's creating that
You got
obstruction.
actually two sections, this is all dead tree.
I was in the water looking.
I was in here too.
I was in
I
the
was in
water
here
looking.
last month, going through the whole stream from one end all the way down to the bridge.
I walked
So,
in.
and then this section over here, you can see there's a lot of dead limbs. And because of all the erosion,
If it's
it
in the water-
caused this tree to fall into the stream. That's
it's-
part of the problem here.
If it's in the water, they're going to probably allow us to remove that piece that's in the water. But I'm saying that one branch comes down and the rest is about 4 foot over top of the water and the tree's still growing. I doubt that they're gonna tell us to remove it. From the conversation that I had, and that's why they wanna come out, I doubt that they're going to want to remove it.
With point of clarity, there's a lot of tree branches in here,
It's,
besides what I'm
it's
showing
wooded,
here.
and it's a creek.
And there's a lot of stuff that's washed down because of the different, things
Again,
that come
it's
down
wooded
from all
and
the.
it's a
the
creek,
rain
and the conservation district is all about going back to the way nature had it. We're dealing with it with the water authority, with our dam at the reservoir, they wanna return it. I disagree with what they wanna do, but it's out of our hands. They're reconstructing that entire creek. We are realigning it back to the conditions from 1900. Up on the water, up on the hill. Where the reservoir is. So, that's been that way since what, 20s? So, and now all of a sudden we gotta go back and move it to the other, and they're making S curves and everything in it, because historical photos showed it that way. So,
This is conservation district.
absolutely,
Okay, all right.
Yep.
Well, and because the township has in the past already, this is a community park, put in all that riprap and that heavy stone.
That was under an emergency.
I understand how it happens, I also voted for it. So the point of all that is that it also channels a lot more water down through the various
does not.
spots, not just my
It does
farm.
not. That creek is.
It absolutely does.
That creek
It
is dry.
It
That
absolutely
creek
does.
is dry. You go up off of Hope Road right now and look at it, it is dry.
I looked at it, it's dry now. When we have heavy rains, there's a lot of rain that comes through. It doesn't have a chance to get absorbed into any of it, and even slightly like fan out a little bit into
We're not
more
gonna
of
go
the
that
basement.
serious clay out there.
No, the problem is that it comes rushing through and it causes more erosion for the dairy farm that's next door to me, through my farm, and then connecting in with the Shaker Road farm too. The whole thing gets flooded where it hasn't been before. Oh, we had the heavy
I'm
rains.
fully aware.
So I know, well, that's my whole point, so I wanna make you further aware that this is what needs to be
I
done.
don't need further clarification. I'm fully aware, and we'll let our attorneys get involved and
Okay.
we'll go from there.
All right.
Okay. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
Motion.
Do I have a second? Oops, sorry.
The executive
We
session.
will- Okay, we will have an executive session.
Yeah, there may be.
I think we're gonna take action tonight.
So that's the thing, so you want to capture. Someone done the vote.
It looked like she was still thinking about it, so.
Yeah, first I'm out to
Just-
adjourn.
Okay, so, all right, never mind, cancel that, and we're going to adjourn executive session. All right, we'll be out of executive session, we'll be possibly. So,